Hi, Crafty Patty here, and today I will be showing you how to needle felt these cute little eggs. It's a great starting project and it teaches you how to form the perfect egg shape. But first, I would like you to know that this video is sponsored by GraphicStock. GraphicStock has the largest unlimited download library of graphics, photos, vectors, and illustrations. This is where I found the rabbit photos, like this guy. And there's also a background coming up that you'll also see, which I found on the GraphicStock site. There was more than 350,000 images to choose from, and there's more to come.
You can go to graphicstock.com/future or click the link in the description box below to start downloading and get started today.
So the main three supplies that you will need to do needle felting is a working surface. I choose to work on a thick foam block that's nice and firm. Your wool. I use a wool batting. It's sort of similar to what you would find inside a quilt. And this is more reasonable to use for the inside of your projects rather than the wool roving, which is more costly. So the wool roving comes in a variety of beautiful colors. And this particular roving has been combed, so most of the fibers are all running in the same direction. Your next item is your needles. This particular brand is Dimensions, and they come in fine and coarse. We'll need a skewer. I'm starting with about a 1 inch by 7 inch piece of the wool batting. I'm going to take my skewer, place end all over the skewer, and then I'm going to pull it around until it tightens. I want to be wrapping this fairly tight. The tighter the wrap, the less felting that you're going to have to do. So I'm trying to keep it so we've got the bulk coming into the middle because we want to form that egg shape. So holding tight, carry on. Pull it around and then pinch it up and just twist it if you need to keep it back in the middle, to form the bulk in the middle, and then open it up a little bit just to get the nice wideness to cover over the whole part of the egg shape. And if we want more in the middle, we just force it into the middle again, and then bring just up your last pieces. Smooth it over, and now take your needle and stab it in a little bit just to hold it in place. Now I'm just going to grab my fingers and just note, when you're working with your needle, be very careful that you want to go straight up and down. Do not bend the needle. These needles can break and will break. Slide it off your skewer. Take our needle again and just stab around, turning as you go. Don't worry about your ends right now because we can form that in a second here. We're just making sure that it's all nice and secure. I should really probably use my coarse needle from the package, which I told you about. So I'll take out a coarse needle from here, and I'm just going to see the difference working with this needle compared to the other one. Now this one is apparently equivalent to a 32, which is a coarser needle, and your felting will go faster, and I can feel the way it's felting. I can definitely feel the difference. So now I'm going to just lift the egg up on the end, and I'll just stab in. So now what I want to look for is my egg shape. So I'm going to make this, on this end, the fatter end of the egg shape, and on this side I'm going to have this come down a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going in slightly at an angle by stabbing into the end here. This is going to form this end into a little bit more of a smaller edge because it's condensing the fibers more.
I will continue to form the egg shape so it is nicely shaped. And while I do that, I wanted to let you know that this month, GraphicStock is also launching a new collection featuring thousands of new futuristic and these dream-inspired images. And they're included with your subscription. And they're giving away 7 days of GraphicStock so you can try it out and explore this new collection for free. So I'm going to show you a little preview. Very beautiful images. And now back to our felting.
So now that you're happy with your shape, we can now come in and start adding some color. So what I like to do is, if you were working on a large piece, like say you've got a large piece of roving, here's your bigger piece. So what you're going to do is you need to hold your fingers a fair distance apart and then just slightly pull. You can see how it's starting to pull apart. And then when you've got this piece again, you're going to pull it apart. And again, just pull it apart. Then you've got nice fine fibers. And that's how I got this going. It's the same thing, I'm just pulling them apart. And then I can intermix the yellow with the orange and place the little strands on the end, pulling it around. I want to pull fairly tightly. And again, we're going to try to keep most of it to the inside. If it's getting too wide, just turn it around, and that gives you the bulk back into the middle of the egg where we want it. And then with your last piece, just bring it around. The last strands till it's all wound over. Come in with your needle and just poke that in place. So I've got a little piece left over from what we had before, so it fell off, so I'm going to just roll that up and put that on the end of the egg here and just push that in place. And put a little bit more on the bottom side of it. And again, stab it in place again. Now I could feel that I just about got myself with that needle. So I'm going to put these back on again. Now that we've got the color on there, I'm just going to use my silicone finger protectors, just brushing the wool so it smooths it to make it easier for felting. So what's happening here with the needle felting is I'm poking in with my needle. The little notches that are on the needle grab the top fibers and they tangle them with the inner fibers. And this is what creates the felted product. The needle I'm using right now was from Dimensions, and I believe this is an equivalent to a 32 triangle. It's good for the beginning stages to get it formed. So I've now taken out my fine needle from the Dimensions. So now I'll try using this one, and just to get my shaping a bit more. So you can see I see a little bit of white here. I can just pull it a bit, but just be very careful not to drag your needle too far, because as I said, they will break. I'm going to show you something pretty cool. When I went into a local wool shop that sells needle felting supplies, what he gave me was one of those brown coffee stir sticks, which he's cut to about 3/4 of an inch. Little brown coffee sticks that have got the holes in them. They're plastic. And I've got two 38 star needle felting needles here. I'm going to actually put them into the coffee stick and then just work them up to the top of the shaft, and voila. Now I have a set of needles that can work twice as fast. You can start to feel the egg hardening, which means the felting process is coming along like it should. If you actually feel it, you can feel how stiff it is. If I can kind of squish into that a bit more, I still know I've got a little bit more felting work to do. You can see I obviously have to felt more on the end. You can see all the loose hairs up in here. Now on this end again, I'm going to go in on the angle because I want to keep my egg shape. And then coming back onto the top. So I can feel on the top here that it's really nice and hard, and that's what you want. So I'm going to continue with the stabbing and the felting. Okay, I'm liking the shape at the top for the egg here. It's looking like a really nice shaping here. You can see on the bottom here it's got some more work to do, and it's soft right in here. So I'm going to felt some more right in there. Back on the top again. And again, this is a sculpting craft. So that's what you're doing. You're molding your wool into the shape that you want by stabbing your needles to get it the shape that you want. Well, I hope you found that useful, and it was a little introduction into starting to needle felt. And we finished our one egg. You can make others in beautiful colors, and stay tuned because I think I'm addicted. And I've already made this little bowl, and I've made a basket with a handle and this cute little owl. So stay tuned, and I'll probably put out some more videos on how to do needle felting. So thank you for watching. If you want to watch more arts and crafts, just click up here. And if you want to subscribe to Crafty Patty, then click down here. Thanks again for watching.